Good morning. Wow, what a crowd. Must be a popular topic. I'm sure everybody has a TV or one or two. How many people have more than 2 TVs in their home? Okay. Welcome to the Tech Club. This is the Tech Talk on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. My name is Kata Mates. I'm the president of the Tech Club. Larry Shire is our vice president. Lynn is our treasurer. Linda is our secretary. And we have several tech team members here. Steve is always helping us. Tom is actually on the tech team. And we're glad to welcome back Vicky, who's here for a while to help us out. So before we get started with the Tech Talk, I'd like Larry just to give a few updates about the Tech Lab.
Okay, a couple things. We have a broken printer in there again, and that's because on the 9130, if you're trying to put additional paper in the 9130, you have to be very careful with that printer because there's a plastic tab in there that breaks very easily. So somebody tried to put some photo paper in there and it ended up broken. So anyway, if you're going to do that, please contact the tech team member. We'll gladly come over and give you a hand. Set the time when we come over and help you print pictures or print whatever you need printed. Another thing that's come up is how do you scan and how do you fax? If you look on every screen when you first sign in, there's an icon on there for the lab manual. There's step-by-step procedures in that lab manual about how to do each of these functions. If you continue to have problems after reading through there, just give one of the tech team members or board members a call and we'll gladly come over and help you with that. Explain how to fax, how to scan, how to do the different things that need to be done. Also, if you come on Sundays, on the second and fourth Sundays, we'll take you through that as well and teach you how to do that. So the help sessions, we can help you there. That's not just to help you with your devices, that's also to help you with anything in the lab that you may need help with. So just be aware that's available as well on Sunday help sessions.
Thank you, Larry. Now, I know some of you are a little bit new. Raise your hand if you're pretty much brand new member. Welcome to the Tech Club. Some of you are just going to be joining. All of you know what a Tech Lab is. It's also called the computer lab. In that lab, most of the computers are PCs, but there is one Apple. There are several black and white printers and 2 color ones. So one of the benefits of your membership is you can come in and print things. You can print them from a computer that's in the lab, or you can bring a mobile device, phone, iPad, or laptop, and wirelessly connect to that. When you got your membership, you should have gotten a little sticker that has the Wi-Fi password and also the password to be able to use those computers. Now, you may say, well, I have a computer at home. That's great. But if you want to do something different, or if you want to fax, like Larry said, or any of the special options that we have in the lab, you need to come to the lab. Okay. Now, every once in a while, several of us get calls from people asking for help, tech help in their home. If it's something simple that we can do, excuse me, we will help, or maybe we'll do it over the phone, but we are not available for in-home tech support. In the Sun Capture, you'll find a classified ad for Mark Karofsky. He does garage doors, but he also often does some computer stuff or technology stuff. So you could call him and ask him if he's available for that. Okay. So, we have a good topic today. Next month, Maria's gonna grace us with some information about online investing. And then we have April and May, we have a few things lined up as possibilities, but we're looking for topics. Is there a particular topic that some of you are interested in? Besides cutting the cord, because I can see that's popular. It's very popular. Last year, I think last year, the year before, in our May session, we had a lot of people too for solar on the house. But we need to know what you want. We need help sometimes finding speakers too. And we appreciate any of you, just like Tom and Marie and Tim and Liz and me and so forth, who can come and talk about something. It's just something that you know how to do, an experience that you had. And we appreciate that because you may not think you're an expert, but you may know more than most other people. So how many people here say you're pretty much a novice with technology? You're just like, oh, okay, you have to. Who's like in the medium range? Okay, and who here thinks that you're pretty much proficient? You're, okay, you are the technophiles. And we need your help. So there's the technophobes who are afraid of technology and technophiles who are really into technology. I got my first Apple computer in 1984. Now for tech help, Binky, raise your hand. No one can know who you are. Me and Liz and Tim, we are the, I'm going to say Apple experts, but we don't know everything. We often recommend that people call Apple support because you can get free support over the phone. And they even have something where they can connect with your computer if you give them permission. And they'll take this little red arrow and show you, go here, do this, go there. But that's not available for PCs. So we have Larry and Steve and others who are willing to help with the PCs because they're kind of like two different animals in a way. So,
does anyone want the Apple support number?
wait, I put it in the newsletter and I'll put it in there again.
It's 1-800-MY-APPLE.
Okay, great.
So if you, and it's free, and it doesn't take long, you're not in a queue for, 45 minutes, usually within 3 minutes, they'll be on the phone with you. Whether it's your phone, your iPad, or your Mac.
Thank you, Liz. And that's real important. What I've found sometimes, if the level of one person, the person who answers the phone first, cannot help me, sometimes I'll say, well, can I speak to the next level? Because there are experts. For example, for photography, there are experts in photography. Although recently it's happened to me a couple times, I've talked to whoever answers the phone, and I said, well, can I go to the next level? And they say, I am an expert. Okay, that's it. Anything else anyone wants? How many of you are reading the newsletter? All of you who are members? Let me see that again. How many are reading the newsletter that I sent to you in the email? Okay, we try to put some information in there to help you. And so open it up, read it. And it comes usually the beginning of the month. Generally I write it and Larry sends it out. So yes.
One idea for a possible topic of discussion is maybe to have one of the librarians come and talk to us about, how to do things on the Kindle. I get books from the library on my Libby, but they're on my phone or an old iPad it's not very easy to read. And I got a new Paperwhite Kindle, but I don't know how to get it to the Kindle. They said, well, go to the librarian and ask them. But I don't feel like I should do that when they're trying to work doing other things when they're at their job. So it's just a thought.
That's an excellent idea. And they have a whole digital library. So I will go, our closest one is the Wheeler Taft. I'll go there and see if we can get something to speak. Well, wonderful. Any other ideas? Okay.
Just a plug for membership. You can get membership forms at the front desk. Write your check to Sunflower Technology Club. It's $30 for you and your household. And there's also some forms on the table in the tech lab. And you you can go to sunflowerliving.com and you scroll down to Tech Club, and there's also a membership form there. You can join via PayPal or your credit card.
Thanks, Larry. You said that all on the website. How many of you have visited the new website for the Tech Hub with the new one for Sunflower? All right, please go there. Larry, you want to tell them how to get there? Or maybe show them.
Okay, it's not hard to get there. If you've got Sunflower Living before, you can get there again. Just in the search bar, you put in sunflowerliving.com. It'll take you to, it'll bring up Sunflower Living, I forget what they call it, some form of Sunflower Living site. And anyway, you bring that up and then it brings up their homepage. And then what you do is you go under residential information. That's up at the top. You go up there and it brings up a drop-down menu. On that drop-down menu, you can go to clubs. And when the clubs page comes up, right at the bottom of the picture on its page, it gives you the 5 clubs that have web pages. The Tech Club, the Venice Club, Vintage Gardeners, Genealogy, brings those up. Click on Tech Club there, it takes you to the Tech Club main page. And there's another menu. Then on that menu, you can go search for membership meetings, you can look at the forums, you can look at any other general information that's out there. We can try to keep that up to date with new fraud things that are coming out, that type of information. So you can go on there and keep up to date with that. It tells you all about the meetings, when the meeting times are, who's the speaker, that type of information. And then on the forms page, you can go there and scroll down and you can actually fill out the form online and print it out. And then you can pay your dues with PayPal right there, using a credit card or something like that. So that's one way to get to to be able to pay your dues online. You can also do that whole thing you can do in the lab on our laptops there or on our computers. There's a link actually on the homepage there when you first sign on. There's also a link there to each of the clubs. So you can click on that link, it'll take you right straight to that club, and then you can go from there and find all the other information. So all the clubs that have web pages are on there.
Thank you, Larry. And also on the website, you'll see the link to YouTube, all of the presentations that we've had over this year and last year. You can see the recording of the meeting on YouTube by clicking there, and you'll see the different topics. Today's will also be on YouTube, and we'll ask Tom for his autograph before he goes, because he'll be famous on YouTube now.
My only goal in life.
Of course. So without that, Tom, thank you very much for coming, and I'll turn it over to you. Good news here.
Well, I hope to, can you all hear me? Yeah. On the lapel mic, okay, good. Can you start mine?
I can try.
Well, it's gonna be a short meeting. There we go. We first did this presentation, it amazed me when I went back and looked, in 2016, so it's been 8 years since we did it. We've updated it a couple times since then, but the original one was 2016. I have a question for everybody in here. When you were 15 years old, and I know that goes back a ways, but when you were 15 years old, how many in this room paid for TV? Nobody. Okay, we went out and we played baseball and the girls had tea parties and, you know, we ran wild in the streets as children. It's how we entertained ourselves. Now we don't think twice about writing huge checks to Comcast Cable, DirecTV and all this stuff for what we used to get for free. And people say, well, yeah, but I get 300 channels now. And my question always is, how many of those 300 do you actually watch? Well, 5 or 6, okay, you know, now granted, when we were 15, somebody had to hold on to the antenna, remember that, Sunday nights? Ed Sullivan Show, it was your turn to hold the antenna to get the picture, so we've come a long way since then. But there has been a lot has happened technologically in the world that's made things better and worse at the same time for what it is we want to do. So this is just a summary nationally of what people are paying for their technology. Okay, $363 a month, that's on an average. And I will tell you this, that if you live in a community where Comcast or Cox has a monopoly, sound familiar to anybody? You're paying more than that. Because you have no choice, Comcast charging you whatever they want to charge you, and you can't go anywhere else. And some of you are looking and going, I don't pay that much, and some are going, I wish I could get away with that much. But that's just a national average based on statistics that I could come up with that were reliable. So what are we trying to accomplish when we're cutting the cord? These are some of the objectives that I think are important. There's one up there that is really important to me. It's the one dead in the middle. Don't complicate your life. I don't want to cut the cord and have to spend 8 hours a day keeping the technology going, okay? I want to cut the cord and live life as simply as I live it now, okay? So that's really one of my main goals, as well as obviously cutting the costs. Good news is that antennas, the technology that antennas use, and the fact that TV stations are now high def, has really made using an antenna a lot more reliable. You get a much better picture than you ever got. In Sunflower, we're getting 40 to 53 channels. Okay, every installation that I've seen is getting somewhere between 40 and 53 channels. Now, I will grant you that 20 to 53 channels are Espanol. Okay, but we should all learn Spanish anyway, so that helps. Okay, just watch it. And the soap operas are racing. Yeah, see. I get all the major networks, PBS, but, and I hear this from the gentlemen more than the ladies, because we don't have much of a brain. I'm gonna get a sports channel. It's not gonna work for me. Okay. Well, yes, you can get the sports channel. You just have to know how to do it. Again, you can't get them over the antenna, but you can still get them. Our problem has always been, it always comes up. How do I get that antenna up here? Who's going to install it? Because most of us aren't climbing ladders anymore. I know I'm not. You know, one fall off a ladder and that's the end of me. So I have noticed, if you all don't belong to Nextdoor, you should. It's the community site that involves Common Ranch and us and stuff. And people are frequently posting up handymen, reliable handymen, get good references, who will do this, who can put an antenna up. It's not difficult, and run a cable to your house. All of us already have outside our homes a cable box. It's a plastic box about a foot tall and 6 inches wide, on the side of your house. Every house in Sunflower got one when they were built. So the connection to inside your house is already there. They don't have to drill through walls or, you know, make holes or anything else. It's already there. The antenna that I recommend, and that it seems to be the most durable, most reliable, is this ColorStream 4V, and I'm going to show you a picture of it in a minute, so you can see what it looks like. Just at my house, these are the channels that and I know it's small, you probably can't read it, but it's the channels that I use. Okay, I get more than this, but it's what I use. It's all the networks. It's PBS, it's Court TV, it's Mystery TV, it's Cozy TV. All the stuff you get on the Hallmark Channel, Turner Classic Movie and all that is available on these other sites. They're all showing old movies. Now, yes, you have to watch a commercial, whereas you don't on Turner Classic Movies. But come on, we all grew up with commercials. We ought to be used to them by now. And so I'm actually overwhelmed with how many channels I get. I can't watch that many. And most of my time is spent on the networks anyway. That's my antenna. Now, this is the older version of the Clearstream. The one that I'm recommending now, and I'll show you a picture of in a second, it gets even more channels than mine. Mine's the old fashioned one that only gets 53 channels and the new one gets 7. But what's nice about this is, no, that doesn't work. Doesn't show up on the screen. All of this, here, the cable was all left there by DirecTV. I didn't put any of that up. When I canceled my service, they don't come get their stuff anymore.
Wow.
The dish is still there too. I'm hoping the dish, and it gave me great pleasure to throw it from the ladder down to the ground. So all I had to do was bolt to what was already there. And the cable was already there, already running to my house, to my outlets. This is the one that I recommend now. And as Katja said, this will be up online to view, so you don't need to write stuff down. You'll be able to go look at it. And that's Amazon, which is, my go-to place to buy anything. $124. And like I say, it will pull in more channels than I'm currently getting. That's the connector that I use to tie the smaller mast for the antenna to the bigger mast that DirecTV left behind. You don't have to get it from Amazon. They've got them over at Ace Hardware if you want to go over there and get it. The same thing with the pole. The aluminum pole to stick on my antenna up and attach to the DirecTV pole that was already there. Again, they've got the same thing over at Ace Hardware for actually less money. So this is just to show you what it is and what it looks like. Next step in this process is the internet. Okay, you can't live today without internet in your house. It's just impossible to do. You can hotspot your phone, which will give you, you can get your email, you can go buy something on Amazon and stuff. But really, it doesn't give you all that you need to stream shows and stream video. And that's where all this is headed, is streaming things instead of getting them over cable. If you're a new customer, if you've never been a customer of Xfinity, hell of a deal, $25 for 2 years, a month for 2 years for 200 megabyte speed. And please don't let people convince you that you need more than 200 megabyte. All these ads on TV about 1 gigabyte speed, unless you've got 12 teenagers living in your house who are all working on their PhD online at the same time. God, we should be so lucky, right? You don't need gigabyte speeds on internet. 200 megabyte is more than enough to stream anything you want, for 3 or 4 people to be online at the same time, for 3 or 4 people to stream at the same time. But Comcast and everybody else will try to convince you, oh, no. You've got to have 600, 800, 1 gigabyte. Don't let them sell it to you. Like I say, if you're a new customer, $25 a month is dirt cheap for internet. If you're an existing customer like I am, I pay $66 a month. Gotcha.
I just want to add that if you're at Xfinity for internet, you can also get an Xfinity cell phone service for a lot less.
That's the next slide.
You're taking his thunder. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
And you can actually, and there is no law against this, I've researched it. You can share internet with a neighbor. Anybody have a guest network up on their home internet? I do. People come visit and stuff, I give them that password instead of my main password. Your neighbor can set up a guest network, put a repeater in your house, and you've got full internet and you've got full coverage throughout your house. And you split the cost with them. The only problem is the neighbor goes to Europe for 30 days, and on the first day they're gone, it goes down. So for 29 days, you're pulling your hair out because there's not a damn thing you can do because it's in their house, not yours. So if you live next door to Larry, okay, that would be a great thing to do because Larry knows how to keep the internet up. If you live next door to me, good luck. Okay, streaming. Most people here probably get Netflix or Amazon Prime or both. It lets you watch their shows. It lets you watch a lot of content. In 2016, the first time we did this, we had Sling, Prime, and Netflix. Those were the three streaming services we had to talk about during the cutting the cord section, okay? You think that's changed a little bit?
Yes.
You're gonna see how much in a minute. Now there's more than 100 services. This is the first page, and I know you all can't read it, and I apologize. General TV, specific streaming services, TV on demand, niche options, another page. Sports, okay, gentlemen. All of you that whine about you can't get your sports if you go to an antenna. ESPN Plus is now a streaming service. Before the end of 2025, ESPN regular will be a streaming service by itself. You won't need to be on cable to get ESPN. NFL Game Pass. You can now stream NFL Game Pass. DAZN, DAZN is a sports network that shows all kinds of sports. If you're into soccer, football, the proper name.
How much do these cost, Tom?
The price, Jim, the price varies. ESPN is gonna come out at $5 a month. Okay, well, stop and think about it. Right now, ESPN is bundled as a cable or a DirecTV service, okay? They get paid 38 cents per subscriber from the cable companies, 38 cents. Okay, now you can get $5 direct from the subscriber. Why wouldn't you do it? Okay, and there are people, the companies are starting to figure this out. True a la carte programming is slowly coming, and this is a lot of it that's up here right now. Now, the NFL pass is a little bit pricier. It's about $10 a month. But still, it's not $130 like cable is. And it lets you pick and choose, what do I really want to see beyond what's available over the antenna. And I can tell you, since I did the antenna 2 years ago now, and I had to fight tooth and nail with my better half over there about it. She was like, I'm not giving up Turner Classic Movie, and I'm not giving up Hallmark, and I'm not giving up Lifetime, and blah, blah, blah. I said, just bear with me, okay, just try. I very seldom anymore go off of network TV. Most of the shows that I like, Blue Bloods and stuff like that, are network TV. The stuff that isn't network TV, I can get on Hulu, gotta put up with commercials because it's the free side of Hulu. But if you want to pay for Hulu, it's free. You can get commercial free. So I wouldn't expect everybody to, some of these would have no appeal to you whatsoever. Okay, some of these are so esoteric that it's like, why in the world would anybody ever subscribe to that? But people do. And so, again, it's more the fact that there's now over 100 streaming services, when 8 years ago there was 3. And whenever you have competitions, what happens to price?
Goes down.
Goes down. Okay, it's an economic fact. The more competition you have, the lower the price. And when there was 3 services 3 years ago, they could charge whatever they want. Now they're having to be more competitive because there's more out there to choose from than there ever was before. Unfortunately, Netflix stopped there. I never knew why they did it to begin with. The friends and family plan, where you could have 5 people on your account, they didn't have to be in the same household. But they cut back on that and said, yeah, they do have to be in the same household and blah, blah, blah. But a lot of people don't know this. You can download movies from Netflix. You do not have to watch them live. There's a piece of software called OBS Studio that lets you download the movie. You can go in the tech, and it's not illegal. You can go in the tech lab and use Tim Walker's account. He gives it. He lets you. I know it, so I use it whether he knows it or not. Download movies, save them on a flash drive, take them on an airplane flight with me, take them down to Rocky Point with me, take them if we go somewhere where there's not internet service out in the woods. So I can take, Lucy does it. She takes them on the airplane with her when she goes back east. So even though they've stopped their sharing, there still are ways to do it. Now, it's more cumbersome. It was nicer when you could just turn it on and click your name, watch somebody else's Netflix account. But you knew that had to come to an end, that they were gonna eventually figure out, why the hell are we doing this? And so they cut it off. Home phone service, I know this is, how many people in here still have a landline? Oh, okay, a lot more than I would have thought. I have it, and I'll tell you why. I can use, I'm hard of hearing, got hearing aids. I can use a cordless phone that has a boost function on it, volume wise. I can make that sucker loud enough that they can hear me 3 houses down. They come down and ask me to turn my phone down. And that's why I've got a landline, because I can, if I'm gonna be on the phone, especially with a company that may have foreign customer service people that are hard for me to understand because of my hearing issue, I put on that phone and boost the volume and hear them perfectly well. So I keep a home phone for that reason, and really that reason only. But I don't pay the phone company anymore. Okay, I've got a Uma box, which is just plugs into your computer, and $4 a month subscription, and I get crystal clear voice over IP. You never know it wasn't a hardwired phone line. It works perfect. It's got 911 features. If you fall and break a hip, you can still use 911. And there's really no reason to pay the phone company 30, 40, $50 a month anymore. It just isn't, not with voice over IP out there. Cell phone, okay, this is what Katya was talking about. For those that listened to me 8 years ago, they owe me a huge debt. When Xfinity started this, your cell phone was $2 a month for life. If you were an internet customer, when they first started offering self-service, it's $2 a month. And they will hold that rate as long as you were a customer. So ours is still $2 a month. And I try to tell everybody, go get Xfinity cell phone service, okay? It's changed a little bit, but it's still $15 a month, which gives you 1 gigabyte of data. People are like, well, that 1 gigabyte of data is never going to be enough for me. If you take your phone and go to your settings, there's a setting that is data, shows you your data usage. I guarantee you, you are not using a gigabyte of data while you're out. We all use it in our house, the center, places that have Wi-Fi. That doesn't count. This is 1 gigabyte of data over the cell, airwaves. And unless you're driving down the road, some of you probably might do this, watching videos instead of driving. Okay, you're not using a lot of data. I've never, ever, Lucy and I are on this plan. We get 1 gigabyte of data. We probably in 4 years have broken that 1 gigabyte of data 2 or 3 times. We just don't do it from a distance. We're home or here. And when you scan a label in Safeway, trust me, that's very little data that it's using to scan that label, because we do use it for things like that. So you can go down to $15 a month for your phone. It's a Verizon network. Okay, no different than if you went to the Verizon store and bought the service from them. There's another one out there called Ping, and a lot of people don't know about this one. They're $10 a month per phone and $5 for 1 gigabyte of data. So if you got 2 phones and you want 1 gigabyte of data, it's $25 a month for 2 phones. Okay, most people are paying at least double that because they think they need unlimited data. Well, I've got a plan with unlimited data. What do you do with it? Okay, now the kids, yeah, if you're 18 years old and you're probably watching porn all the time, you're burning up the gigabytes, okay? But people our age just aren't using mobile data like that. You don't need it. And so you can easily cut back to one of these plans and save yourself a ton of money. Okay,
Tom,
yeah,
what do they charge when you go over the 1 gig?
$12.
how much?
Well,
They just charge you another day.
Another gig,
Oh.
yeah,
Hold on, I know what they're.
$5.
well,
Well, okay, yeah, but again, maybe we just don't go over. And I don't even monitor it anymore. 'Cause
Sometimes I stream music from the services when I'm driving around because I don't want to be serious.
That's true,
Yeah,
but see now, you must not have USAA car insurance because you can't use your damn phone while you're driving at all.
Oh, really?
Or it dings, no, it does, it dings your discount if you use your phone at all. So we have to, our phones sit on the seat of the car now.
I have CarPlay, that works fine.
Yeah, if you have a car with CarPlay.
Yeah.
I can't afford that.
Yeah,
This is the one that, Kim's gonna leave the room while I talk about this. Internet Protocol TV. It's how Netflix, Prime, everybody streams. It's the technology that allows streaming over the internet, okay? And it's how true à la carte TV will come about. But it's also how people are, and I'll use the word, stealing TV service. There's 3,000 channels available on IPTV for free. Every channel you could possibly imagine, every sport, every event, pay-per-view, boom, free. And so how can it not be illegal? Okay. But there is an argument about whether it is or not. Okay, that you're not downloading, you're viewing, and that there's arguments both ways, and the airwaves are free and all this. The positive side is, yes, it's forcing companies to change the way they deliver a product to us, okay, product that we pay for. Does the tech club recommend it? No. Absolutely, positively, no, okay? Because it's pirating copyrighted material that the people who produced it do have a right to be paid for, have it paid for. I mean, that's, you know, you don't produce a TV show for free. You have a right to get paid for it. And I'd hate to see any of my good neighbors and friends in prison. Because it's a long drive down there to visit. Yeah, I'm just not going to do it. So, but just understand that it's a technology, it's not going away by any means. There are people, companies that sell, they call them Android boxes. And what it is, it's a box already programmed with all this stuff. You just plug it in and they'll make it sound legal as hell. They'll tell you that, oh no, we've sold 10,000 of these and they're perfectly legal and they're on Amazon, they're on eBay. And all they're doing is taking IPTV technology, packaging it for you, selling it to you, and it's stealing just like the rest of it is. But it is nice sometimes to go watch sports in England or the BBC live. That's kind of cool. If you don't have an Amazon Fire Stick or a Roku device, get one, because it makes your technology portable. We take ours down to Rocky Point every time we go. Plug it into whoever's TV unit we're in, and boom, we have all our stuff there, instead of having to watch either their stuff or all Spanish language stuff, which I still don't understand. So get one, they're cheap as heck. I mean, they're really inexpensive. And Roku is really got a lot of content that is available to you. How do I save? If you don't do it, do Kindle Unlimited if you're a big reader. I'm a huge reader. So I subscribe to Kindle Unlimited. Solar we did 7 years ago and it's now paid for. I know cost of solar has gone up, but it's still, there is a payback period. And if it was it, I told my wife when we got it, if it's within my lifetime, I'm going to do it. If it's past my end of my life, I'm not going to do it. Self-monitored home security, fire and water leakage, I do myself. Water leakage is the biggest damaging factor in homes of anything in the United States, more than tornadoes, fire, earthquakes, anything. Water leakage, not floods, water leakage in your house will do more damage than anything else because you don't know what's happening, okay, until it's too late. And so for about $150, I have these little monitors all over my house that are hooked to my wireless and will notify my phone if there's a water leak in any of the bathrooms, the washing machine, any of that stuff. And there's no subscription cost. Once you buy the equipment, you're good to go. And it'll want monitoring. The other night, Lucy and I were watching TV and she said, what the hell's that noise? And I can't do anything with my hearing aids on. And one of the alarms was going off and the phone was flashing and everything. And something had busted under the kitchen sink and it was pouring water. couple hours, it would have destroyed a good part of the kitchen if we hadn't caught it. So it's something that I recommend, whether it's this brand or any brand, take advantage of. I don't know how many of you know Christine Schaefer. Christine's been on the board with me, and Christine's a realtor. When they first moved in their house, literally first moved in their house, they went away for a day, came back to a completely flooded house. One of the water lines had broken. They didn't know it until they got back.
What was the company name? The brand?
Gobi,
COMI?
Goveee.
Oh,
And again, it's just who I happen to use. I like their equipment. It works really well. It gives you a big, loud, audible alarm as well as the notification to your phone as well as an email. And there's no monthly subscription. I hate paying monthly subscriptions. If you just hate Comcast, CenturyLink has their pricing for life. I wish Larry East was here. Larry uses CenturyLink, swears by it. Whenever Comcast goes down, you notice he makes fun of us. You ever see his post? I'm not down, mine's working perfectly fine. So it does work. I mean, Larry's pretty savvy guy when it comes to technology. But it works differently in different areas of the neighborhood. You need to understand it. Matter of fact, there's some areas where CenturyLink will tell you they can't do it because of whatever the wiring is or whatever. DirecTV versus using cable is available. CenturyLink has bundle deals. Please don't rent your modem and your router. I get people all the time are like, well, they're going to send me a new router. They're going to update my router. Why the hell are you renting a router? Okay, that's just money in their pocket. Modems and routers, and now they come combined. You don't have to buy them separate. I buy them separate so I can upgrade each one individually, but you can buy them all together. Yeah, they're $100, $150, and you're done. Instead of paying CenturyLink or Comcast $10, $12 a month to rent the thing. Plus, I don't like having their equipment in my house because I swear it lets them look at more of what I do. I don't like that. So I won't have it in there. I have an LG TV. They have their own entire entertainment network that has hundreds of channels of really good content. It's free. Got to have an LG TV, but it's free. So just myself, what do I say by doing all this? About $2,000 a year. Okay, to me, that's significant money. Okay, every 3 or 4 years, that's a nice vacation. So to me, and it hasn't complicated my life. Okay, I'm not sitting there going, oh my God, what do I do? My wife even figured out how to use the remote control without it to see friends. I have to go home.
Explain why though.
Well, no, I believe in one remote for everything. So I do universal learning remotes, and I program to control everything in the house. Jeez. Okay, questions from the audience? What can I tell you that I haven't? Oh, yes.
Modems, routers and fire stick, do they have to be replaced? Do they wear out?
I have never had, the question was, do modem routers and fire sticks wear out? I have never had one wear out. I've had one become outdated. Modems, as they increase the ability of what they can deliver over speed-wise and stuff, your modem may become outdated because, okay, it only does 100 megabyte and now you're subscribing to 200 megabyte. The router, they get more sophisticated, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're better. They do have broader coverage now. They're more powerful than they used to be. It used to be a router, whatever room you had it stuck in is not where you had to go to use it. Now, my router's in the middle room in the den, and it covers the whole house perfectly. I mean, I never had a problem.
They do wear out. They do wear out.
Yeah, I mean, it's electronic. Anything electronic can fail, or become obsolete. I've never had a fire stick fail. I mean, those things just chug on, you know, and they're, when they have their big sales, their Prime Day and all that, Fire Sticks are $19 for the Fire Stick Light, and that's all you need. You know, so even if it wears out in a year, throw it away, buy another, one. But I've never had one fail. Yeah,
Is there any way I can get Major League Baseball for free?
for free,
$150 this year.
you steal it. I think me. No, but did you know that there is now an MLB only streaming? I don't know what it costs, I haven't looked into it, but instead of having to subscribe to your cable package, you can now subscribe to MLB.
We don't have cable, we have antenna.
Well, oh, okay, then you can get it through, you can stream MLB by itself. And so you're only gonna pay whatever they charge for that service.
$150 a year.
But you won't get Diamondbacks or Fox.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. Now, there's limitations. Always could be limitations.
Well, we can see the Seattle Mariners, that's all.
Yes,
You might mention for routers, if you're gonna buy a router or a modem, make sure it's compatible with your provider.
yeah, the comment was, routers and modems need to be specifically compatible with your provider, in our case, Comcast. Although that's gonna change in the not too distant future. They are test marketing 5G internet in Tucson. It's had ups and downs, my understanding. It's been good sometimes and other times it's not been good. They're trying to make it a realistic internet service to cut into Comcast. And deliver internet for not a lot less, but for less money than Comcast does. So it could change who it needs to be compatible with based on who you're with. Yeah,
You were mentioning LG TVs. We found out after buying 2 of them, LG TVs are not compatible with PBS's passport. And when I talked to PBS, they said that's,
it won't download the smart app.
so you can't get it.
Okay. Yeah, everybody's smart TVs, just so you know. They determine how smart it is, okay? What apps that they contracted with the companies to download. Now, I think all of them come with Netflix and Prime, those are the 2 standards. But if you want something like Acorn TV or PBS, you know, they may say, no, we don't have an agreement with them, we won't download. But that's why a Fire Stick works, okay? Because the Fire Stick, maybe you have to cover the ears for this a second. Fire Stick is Android, okay, which actually works, okay, I'm like, and Android tends to be a much more open format than anybody else. And so I can sideload stuff to a Fire Stick, whether it's acceptable to them or not. I can put anything I want.
But you can use a Roku, or you can use an Apple TV, or any of them.
But I can't sideload a Roku.
Yeah.
No, can't sideload a Roku. The Fire Stick's the only one that I know of that can be sideloaded. And all that means, folks, is I can put any app I want on there, whether Amazon thinks I should have it or not, I can put it on. I know how to get into the guts of this Fire Stick and put that app in there. And I've got it then forever.
Yeah.
So, but you're right, there's the smart TVs all decide, it's like everything else in life. How much are we paying for a 65-inch TV now? $600-700, used to be thousands. One of the reasons they've come down is because they've signed contracts with these companies that will only put your app on our smart TV, we won't put other apps on there. So you get what you get. I like LG because I like the quality of the TV and I love the LG channels. I love watching those, so.
I have a question.
Yeah,
The cable.
you beat me to church, I see. I feel bad.
Well, our cable in the house is probably like 20 years old.
Yeah.
And our TV was new and it kept tiling. And they were gonna come out and check our lines, because I know our other neighbors got new lines.
Yes,
Well, they never did, and we dropped them and put an antenna in, but we still get that tiling. And this is,
I know exactly what you're, yeah, and I can tell you, I can almost guarantee you why. All you need to replace is in the outside box is the splitter. There's a splitter out there that the line coming in from the antenna goes in one side. Then the other side has 2 or 3 or 4 outlets. Those splitters have been sitting in those boxes for 20 years, untapped. And so they corrode. And it's the first thing I had to replace when I did my antenna. I had to go in there and there are 3 or 4 boxes.
So it's not intense, I mean, we don't have to pull out the wiring and do the.
No, you reach in there and unscrew what's already there and screw a new one in. And it fixes, I find, about 90% of the problems. Because that's where the corrosion comes in. Other questions? Anybody else before I say goodnight?
Tom,
Yeah,
we have Xfinity because we're here. So you.
yeah, what?
Xfinity,
Yes,
okay, so you can get all the stuff and you, if you have cable, you can save things, blah, 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 up to a certain
yeah,
amount. Okay, but we found out that we can't use it in another place unless you have Xfinity Wi-Fi, because it will not go over.
right.
But they just say, oh, all you need is Wi-Fi. They're not really, you need Xfinity.
Well, I was gonna bring this up, I didn't wanna make this too long of a presentation. When you go to antenna, if you still wanna be able to have the nice channel guide that tells you everything that's on and blah, 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 and you wanna be able to record, TiVo. Everybody remember TiVo came out 20 years ago, TiVo? You can buy a TiVo with a prepaid lifetime subscription for $359. So for the rest of your life, you'll have your guide and be able to record. And then you can unplug that TiVo and take it down to Rocky Point with you, or take it wherever you want to go, and you can watch every show that you record. Because you're actually recording it in your house, not on a cloud somewhere. Everything Xfinity does is up on the cloud. They're not recording anything at your house. But TiVo does. And again, it's just another way of having that nice channel guide to see what's on and being able to record whatever it is you want to record, just like you used to with paper. So it's a good thing to have. Anybody else going once? My quiet just. Oh, wait a minute, here's not done.
I just want to ask if anybody else here has a 3D printer.
Anybody else have a 3D printer? Yeah, smart people. Thanks, Larry. Thank you all very much.
Okay, I don't think there is any other business to be conducted. I thought I had to leave early, so we are adjourned.
You're great.
Thank you. Thank you.